Stop right there. Don't pay another dime to a marketing agency or to any pay-per-click online advertising until you've done these 5 things that I'm going to go over with you now. I'm Nate Law from CoachLaw.biz, and please like and subscribe so that we can learn more together about how to grow your law firm. All right, let's get started. If you have ever had the experience, like I have, of getting involved in pay-per-click advertising and it not paying off, I'm going to give you some tips on how to avoid that. Maybe you've had that nagging, uneasy feeling that you're just throwing money away or throwing money out into the internet world and it just not coming back as a return and not seeing actual clients from it and wondering, what the heck am I doing wrong? I'm a good lawyer. I know how to sell to clients. I know how to have conversations. I know how to close. And yet you just can't even get these people started, or the money that you're spending isn't coming out to the kind of return that you need. Well, here are the 5 practical action steps. The first is to understand where your ideal clients are looking for lawyers. Most of the time we think that our clients are automatically looking for lawyers on a Google search or online search, but it's also important to understand who is likely to refer your potential ideal client to you, because that might be through another professional. It might not be strictly through an online search. Your ideal client might be out there on social media a lot, but maybe they're not on Facebook. Maybe they're not on Instagram. Maybe they are on TikTok. Maybe they're somewhere else. You need to get a sense of who your ideal client is, understand what some of their online habits are, understand where they might be going when they're just on a day-to-day, and how your ads might show up for them. So first, before you do anything, understand where your clients are looking for you and how they're looking for you. Number 2 is to work on your Google review rating. If you have a crummy Google review, then you could spend all the money in the world to get an ad that goes to your website or goes to your Google page, your My Business page, and you're sitting there right next to another lawyer who does the same thing, who has, 5 stars on Google. And you have, I don't know, you're in the 3s or you're in the low 4s or something like that. Well, who are they going to choose? They're going to go right over to this one that's got the 5 stars first. And if they're comfortable with them, they're more likely to do that, to go with that. So you can easily throw away a lot of money if you're paying for ads and then your online reviews or online ratings, wherever those ads are funneled to, are just already not in comparison with the top tier or higher echelon of apparent quality for what your potential clients are seeing. And working on your Google or other online ratings or reviews is not just going to help the advertising, it's going to help your reputation of the firm as a whole anyway. So this should really be an integral part of your overall marketing strategy and what you should be spending a lot of time on as a firm on a weekly and monthly basis, is checking in on that online reputation. Number 3 is website consistency. Let's get your website really consistent in both its messaging and in who you are and in showing the potential client exactly what it's going to kind of look like if you were to represent them. This goes for your landing pages. This goes for how you describe the consults and the action steps there. It also describes on just whether or not you're advertising your rates, or whether you have a free consult or a 15-minute consult or a 30-minute consult, whatever you do. Make sure it's consistent with when you're picking up the phone or sending out an email to follow up with a lead, that what you say on your website is consistent with the actual experience that the client is going to have with you, especially in that first contact. If your website lacks that clarity and consistency, it's going to be another danger zone for you to throw money away or lose potential clients when there's an inconsistency and just a huge disconnect between what is promised or said on the website and what you're actually offering. You don't want to have that be a reason that you lose money and lose clients. Now, number 4 is to make sure your website contains clear and simple action steps for your potential client. Make sure that there are various spots on the website that stay pretty high up on the on your website that talk about how to set up a consult. So make sure that you have either your forms set up on your website or buttons that talk about call, email, submit, whatever the action word is. Keep it really simple. Don't make it complicated, and just tell them how to get started with a consult or how to get in more information. Now, lastly, after you work through understanding your ideal clients, working on your online and website practical action steps, number 5 is make sure you have a consistent system for following up with client leads. So internally, as your law firm, whether it's you or a whole team of you, someone has to be responsible, has to be the ultimate go-getter of these leads, because you will get a lot of leads. And if you can't initially very, very quickly respond to those leads adequately, then the potential client's just going to move on. You're not going to be able to keep them unless you can keep their attention. You should make sure that your internal system for you, the action steps that you take to follow up with leads, is consistent and easy for you to remember and to follow up with. So that after you get a phone call, how do you follow up? Do you follow up with an email? Do you follow up with another phone call before a consult? Do you schedule an online consult? What do you do? Just make sure that you have a very clear system for how you're going to continue to engage with these potential clients, keep their attention, and keep their focus on how you're going to help them. The danger area here to avoid, and the reason you need this consistent system, is you don't want to be throwing away money when you've gotten the lead and you're like, great, I got this lead. Well, now what do? You want to build the capacity within your organization, your small law firm, to ferociously follow up on these leads. You don't want to pay for a lead, get halfway through the process, and then just let it slip away. That's going to happen occasionally, but it shouldn't happen regularly. It should be a really weird thing and a really strange day when that happens, as opposed to that happening frequently. So make sure you understand your clients and how they're looking for you. Make sure you have your consistent website. Make sure you're doing your Google reviews, maintaining that online reputation. Make sure your website has those simple, clear action items. And definitely make sure you have a system in place to follow up with leads ferociously before you actually start getting those leads and before you start paying for them. I can tell you that this is going to help you get the most out of the money you're putting in towards online advertising. And you should not pay money for pay-per-click ads or something like that without considering these 5 things. This can also be a really good discussion outline with your marketing agency about how you're going to get and follow up with online leads that you're paying for. So if you continue to have a nagging feeling about throwing away money online, get rid of it. Don't do it. Address that nagging feeling now by following these steps. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.